What's up, guys? So I swear I'm doing everything I can in my power to get back to the shooting videos as soon as possible. We actually have some fun stuff planned too, so stay tuned for that. But this gosh dang virus is kind of messing me up. The family is actually at the house right now, so I thought it'd be kind of annoying and obnoxious to bring a bunch of guns out here and get wild like we usually do. Plus, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but the whole entire gun range is underwater. There's a ton of standing water out there, and I'm in my boots and I'm covered in mud already just from setting up for this video. So the gun range is kind of out of commission anyway, but I thought this would be a good time to bring the bow back out and have some fun with it. If you didn't see the last video I posted, you should go check it out. But for those of you that didn't, yes, I got a new bow. Now this is actually my very first compound bow that I've ever owned. It's nothing special, it's just a bear. It's definitely a beginner's bow, but nonetheless, it gets the job done and it is a blast to shoot. So since in the last video, I just kind of shot, the box target and talked about it a little bit, I thought we would bring some more fun stuff out and shoot a bunch of different targets and see what this bow is actually capable of. So this is not scientific, strictly for entertainment purposes, but hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. So in the last video, I mentioned that they started me out at a 50-pound draw weight, but for the sake of the video, to get as much power out of this thing as I can, I did raise it, and before I left the house, it was pulling at 62 pounds. So a lot of people pull a much heavier bow than that, like 70 seems to be the standard that I keep hearing, but I'm new to this and I just can't pull a 70-pound bow yet. So we'll see how it goes. I'm also gonna be using the thumb release that I wasn't a big fan of in the last video, but the wrist strap just gets in the way of the cameras and filming. It's kind of a pain. So before we start, I'm actually gonna see that this thing is still accurate, hitting at the point of aim, since I did adjust the draw weight. So we're just gonna shoot one arrow and make sure we're still on. Money. So my goal is to keep this video as fast paced and as short as possible and just kind of bang through all these different targets, but they are gonna get better as we go, so stick around. But first, we have water. So we got 4-gallon water jugs sitting here on the table, and the reason I chose 4 is because I've shot these a million times with guns, and 4 water jugs will stop most bullets, believe it or not. Water is really good at stopping stuff like this. So 4 is the magic number, and then behind our table I have our box target, hopefully to stop the arrow after it goes through these and not let it hit a tree or something like that. If it makes it through all these, I don't think it will. I'm also trying to preserve my arrows because I only have 6 arrows, I think, so I don't want to break any that I don't need to. All right, 62 pounds versus 4 water jugs. Hope it doesn't splash back at us. By the way, I am using all Full Metal Jacket arrow tips today. We don't have any broadheads or anything. I will get some down the road and do some more videos with them. But today I just want to see, like how much penetration can we get out of these arrows. So these will probably work the best anyways. But I'm surprised by this. So here is the first water jug. You can see it obviously just ripped straight through that one. And then without me even showing you, you can see kind of what the end result was. But the fletching from our arrow is still stuck in that first water jug. And I kind of want to get that out of there. I don't want to damage the arrows if I don't have to. So there's the fletching from our arrow. It looks like it's going to be just fine. And then obviously the rest of the arrow is fine as well. But in the second water jug, let me get this first one out of here. You can see where it went into our second water jug and basically just skewered the second and third water jugs and then came to a stop probably 2 inches from that fourth and final water jug. So that's a little cooler than what I was expecting, but 3 water jugs is what it took to stop that first arrow. All right, let's try a big old stack of 25 sporting clays. See how many it goes through. So I tried to put glasses on since we're so close and I don't really know what to expect, but it messes up my sight alignment with the bow, so I can't really wear these, otherwise I would. But I don't really know what to expect with this, so let's see. And I'm not sure where to hold on this, honestly. Such a small target. Direct hit, wow. Where'd the arrow go? There it is. I found the arrow in the dirt, undamaged. Sweet. All right, so I found our arrow. It looked like it took a little left-hand turn and ended up probably right around there. stuck in that dirt hill, but it wasn't too deep, so I just pulled it right out, and it looks undamaged. But we had 25 sporting clays here on the table, and since the first 75% of them are just in little pieces, we're gonna go ahead and count the ones that aren't damaged and see how many we made it through. So some of these look pretty sweet, actually. Like that one just got the center taken directly out of it, and then you can see just a big old pile of rubble. It annihilated most of them. But right here towards the end, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sporting clays that look untouched. So it looks like 15 is what the arrow actually damaged. But since I found the arrow, stuck in the hill back there, obviously it probably just curved when it hit something that hard and that dense. It's probably not going to stay straight. So I assume the arrow kind of turned when it hit the sporting clays, and that's why these last few are untouched. Otherwise it might have went through all 25. All right, so before we move on, let's hit this little half empty spray paint can. Maybe we'll get a little burgundy explosion. So I just set this one up against our target because I think if the whole arrow went through that can, it would probably rip the fletching right off of it. So I'm gonna try to aim towards the bottom since it is almost empty. Woo! That was best case scenario for sure. That was awesome. By the way, here's our spray paint can. You can see the entrance hole right there. Perfect hit. And then there's the exit hole, and our arrow is just covered in it. Kind of looks like blood. All right, so this next one I'm very curious about. So this is a level 3A body armor vest. It is a soft body armor that was worn by a police officer back in the day, and you can see all the bullet holes in it. We have tested this thing a few times on the channel, and it's level 3A, so it's rated to stop everything up to a 44 Magnum. So 9mm, 45 ACP, 40 Smith & Wesson. Basically, most pistol calibers, this thing will stop. So common sense would tell you that this arrow that's going a third of the speed of all those shouldn't go through it. But arrows are weird because they're just so heavy, and they're just ballistically way different than bullets. Like, people hunt giant animals with these compound bows. So I'm kind of curious to see what it does to our soft body armor. Let's find out. And we're continuing. Well, my brother-in-law just lit off a firework. And we're continuing with the same arrow. So far, we haven't been able to destroy this one, so it's kind of like an experiment within the video. But I stepped back for this one because I don't really know what to expect. Like, I don't know if it's gonna bounce back or what. So we are back probably 15 yards for this one. All right, let's see. Stopped it, I can already tell. All right, so there is the body armor vest, and there's our arrow hanging all the way out of it. And I could just tell by the way that it flopped down. Yeah, obviously it did not come out the other side. So it's not gonna be easy to get out of there. There we go. But obviously you can see that the arrow did not come out the other side. So I was kind of hoping it would, but I guess it makes sense that it didn't. All right, we're down on the pistol range now. It's been a long time since we've been down here, but this is quite a big step up. So I went ahead and brought all my camera gear down here because I couldn't even lug this thing up to where we were filming. But I saved this until the end for a reason. So yes, we have the car door back out here. You can see some bullet holes in it from previous videos, rusty bullet holes now, but there's quite a bit of room left on it. And we also still have the window attached to the top. So we might experiment with that. And on the back side, you can see it is completely intact. And I have no idea what to expect from this one. So let's see what our bow will do to our steel car door. So this is another one where I imagine that you would see a pretty big difference with a 70 or even an 80-pound bow than what I'm pulling right now, but we'll see how it does. I got a feeling this is gonna be my first ruined arrow. I might start on that window. Hit the window first. Oh! That went about 40 feet up in the air, I think. All right, well, we got our first broken arrow. I did not expect that. I thought it would go through the window for sure. Wow. I'm wondering if maybe the angle of the window might have, you know, caused that to fly up in the air like that. I don't know. Let's see if we can get through the door. Yes. All right, so there's our arrow sticking out of the door. And you can tell by how much of our arrow is still left coming out this way that it probably didn't go through the other side. Let's go check. Yeah, there's nothing out the back. Oh man, it looks like the arrow hit like right on the lock or the door handle area. So probably can't tell on video, but that is exactly where that arrow hit the door. So like I said, a lot of this depends on the weight of the bow you're pulling. Some people pull 80 and even 90 pound bows, which is insane. This is just 62 pounds, so keep that in mind. I'm sure with a heavier bow and, you know, a higher quality arrow with the right tip, it could probably get all the way through this thing like butter. So, but at least we did get it to stick in the door. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try one more on that window before we wrap it up. This is a shorter arrow, lighter weight, and probably a little bit faster. Plus the arrow that broke on the window was the one that we had been using the entire video. So this is a fresh arrow and it should be going just a little bit faster. It does pain me to ruin these things, but like I said, they're not very expensive. So let's see if we can get through the window. Gonna keep an eye out for a ricochet this time. Nope. That is crazy how high it launches that thing in the air. Well, if we learned one thing, we know that these car door windows are some pretty tough glass. All right, so I went and recovered the arrow once again all the way on top of the hill, and I actually found the knock laying on the ground right in front of the car door, like it's just popped it off the back when it hit the window. But we got the exact same damage on this one as we did on the first one, so you can see where it split that arrow. It looks like right where the tip attaches is where it's breaking off. So if you had better arrows and could pull a heavier bow, maybe it would rip straight through that glass, who knows. But it does kind of pain me to ruin 2 arrows, but I guess I could always go buy more. They are pretty cheap. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised we only ruined 2 arrows making this video. Well, that is gonna do it for me today, guys. Get that sun out of my face. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I don't know if the bow translates through the camera like guns do, but this thing is just as fun as any gun I own. Like, I just love shooting this bow, and I have a lot of fun videos that I would like to do with this thing. So let me know in the comments if you would like to see them. I want to do some like guns versus bow and stuff like that. And I'm sure a lot of you will ask me why I didn't shoot ballistic shell today. There's a reason for that, because I am saving that until I do maybe a gun versus bow video and I can get my draw weight up a little bit more. I want to wait until I'm pulling closer to a 70-pound bow before we do stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I think it would be a really fun video, and I definitely would like to do that. But thank you all for hanging in there with me, man. I know that you know, it's kind of tough to do gun videos right now, and hopefully you guys understand. But I did speak to the family, and we are good to go for next week. So we got the green light, and we're gonna come out here next week and do some shooting again. And the weather's getting nice, which you guys know what that means. More ballistic shell tests coming soon. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope that you guys are as well. But if you're trapped in quarantine like the rest of the country, hopefully this was just a nice little escape for you guys. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, guys, please hit that like button for me. I would really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.